Hi everybody, welcome back. For those of you who are new here, my name is Lori. Basically what I talk about on this channel, I talk a little bit about my husband who has recently had a heart transplant. But what I really like to focus on is especially those people who are caretakers, just really getting back to you. And my journey to getting back to me. I actually had, and I'm sure she'll see this, and I want her to know, and I want you guys to know how much this means to me. But I had a cousin who messaged me after seeing one of my videos, and she said, I started crafting. I want to say she said something like, I don't, she'll I'm sure comment what she actually said, but she is crafting, and the reason she's crafting is because she loves to do it. She finds joy in it. And I think that is the main thing that I am looking to do, is find the things that used to bring me joy. I lost a lot of that. One of the things I always say to my kids is find what makes your heart sing. And by no fault of anybody's, it just sort of, my goals, my joy, my things that made me happy just slowly kind of went away because I became caretaker. I became all enveloped in this world of my husband's illnesses. But I will say that you don't need that to lose yourself. I have talked to so many people who have lost themselves just because they got married, just because their job, life, their kids, whatever, everything got put first, and then you get put last. Not only do you lose yourself, you forget what brought you joy. That started a journey for me to really think about the things that brought me joy, big things, little things. So I started carrying around a notebook in my pocketbook, and anytime I did something or felt something and was like, oh, I love this. It could be as simple as, I love sitting in my car in the sun. Silly, right? Just, a lot of people would look at that and go, well, that's kind of strange. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. Brings me joy. So sometimes when I go to an appointment with my husband, he goes inside. I sit in the car if it's sunny out, and I just sit. Sometimes I go places and do things by myself, and I have people in my family who will say, oh my God, why'd you do that alone? Why'd you go all that way alone? Or I would have went with you, kept you company, or whatever. Like, for instance, when my husband was in the hospital, it's a good 40-minute drive down to see him, and I went by myself. Why? Because in that drive, I have 40 minutes to have my own concert with my own playlist, singing as loud as I want to sing on the drive there. From 80s music to, I can't even begin to tell you right now, Men at Work, all the way to Quiet Riot, to Ozzy Osbourne. I got a little Metallica in there, some country. I have Carrie Underwood. It just goes, Nora Jones. It goes, Rolling Stones, of course, they're high up in there because, those are my guys. But do that if that's what brings you joy. I come in the car sometimes if my husband, was sitting in the car last. He always changes the station to his station, and when we had 2 separate cars, we don't anymore because he hasn't driven in a very long time. But when we had, his car and my car was always on my stations, and I had my favorite stations entered in, and then he had his. You don't touch mine when you get in my car. But now we share a car. So, we share stations, but it's those silly little things that you need to do for yourself that will help you find your joy. I've said this before, I'm going to repeat it because it's worth repeating. I watch my children, and they're older now, but they're motivated by what they enjoy doing. That's it. I think the younger children are, that's probably more, definitely more true. I used to love doing puzzles. I used to love cross-stitching. And I haven't done either of those things. I can't even tell you how long. So those are the big things. I used to love sitting in the window and reading a book, sitting in the sun and reading a book. My dog took over my chair. So I have a chair in the sun. But big things, little things, write them down. Not only write them down, but make an effort to do them. I think there's a big difference between writing them down, figuring them out, remembering what they are. But sometimes you don't remember until you're actually doing something. And then you say, oh my God, I used to love doing that. Cooking, whatever it is. Everybody ticks differently. Everybody is different. I would love to know, what are the things that make you happy? What are the things that you found joy in? And I would actually love to know if you carry around that notebook and you thought of things that you just completely forgot. Life completely buried, and you didn't even remember that that was something you love. It is so important to find yourself. It is, I think, the base of any kind of healing is to just figure it out, what it was that made you, that you put on the back burner for everything and everybody else and then lost yourself in. That's the person you need to fight your way back to. Because she's important. Or he's important. We all have a story. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Once you hit subscribe, a little bell will pop up. You could click that bell if you want to be notified of any future videos. I would love to have you join our community. Talk to you all soon.